I want to thank you all for coming to the wedding of Neil and Sarah. That is why I gathered all of you here today. I know. It's a pretty big task, a lot of invitations going out, a lot of work on my end, so thank you for coming to make these two lovebirds have a cute little special day. Yeah, to start this ceremony off, we're going to have Tanner come up and do a little reading from the Holy Gospel of River Books. So I'll let Tanner take the floor away.
Alright everybody, this is a book that means a lot to the river running community, which we're a big part of, both of these guys. And yeah, I'll just go right into it. I'll read the intro. So, if you were married, wow. It is ever easy to get into trouble. People who wouldn't know you if they met you on the street can get you in hot water without even trying. That's what John Denver did to me. Now I have nothing against John. Even drove all the way to Phoenix to see his concert one time, but he did get me into trouble. Seems he wrote Annie's song. Wrote it for his wife, and a darn good song it is too. How come? My wife said one day. The words, how come, are usually a forerunner to problems around our house. How come John Denver writes pretty songs for his wife and you have never written one thing for me? See how easily trouble can slip up on you? See what that guy Denver did to me? After stumbling and stuttering and around trying to come up with some plausible excuse, I sat down to write. I really wish the poem had turned out better. I'm just not a pressure writer. Someday I'll get around to writing the real one for her, the one I'd like to write, as good as Annie's song, A Masterpiece. In the meantime, now that the heat's off, I have all these ideas. Ideas for lots of other poems, real super ideas that I just have to get on paper. Of you, my dear. I've stood on the deck in southern seas and felt the salt spray in the breeze. I've lain neath the sun-soothing balm on sandy beach neath the swaying palm, and I thought of only you, my dear. My thoughts were only of you. I basked by campfire's warming glow and watched the driftwood burn down low, while the air crept in cold and still until I hurtled from the chill. And I thought of only you, my love. My thoughts were of only you. On mountain top, at day of break, dim were the ranges far away, as they blazed out over the valleys wide, wishing that you were by my side. For I longed for only you, my sweet. I longed for only you. Amid the rush of the crowded street, alone, no friendly face to greet, I'll ease, wishing to be far away. The thoughts of only you would save my day. For I felt you very near, sweetheart. I felt you very near.
Thank you, Tanner, for that reading. As we all, of course, want to get on to the socializing part, you know, the really amazing part of the wedding where we can all share stories of Neil and Sarah and laugh with each other and share a toast or two. I want to take a second and just tell a little quick story or two. As many of you might know, Neil and I have a very special relationship. As it started from the first day when he came into my consignment shop and was amazed by my ability to read a book about sleep that actually kept me up all night. Or from, a couple days later when he thought that I was the mayor of Grand Junction. We've developed a special bond, and how great that has been. The only bond that I've been able to see actually break it is that he shares with Sarah. I got to share 19 days on the same boat with Neil in the Grand Canyon, only because I was asked to be Sarah number 2 for the trip, because unfortunately she had school duties that kept her here. And so Neil and I got to share a lot of special time, and part of the trip was definitely a little bit hard for me, and Neil really showed a side that I always knew was inside of him, but I had never had the ability to actually feel, just from never being in a situation of needing comfort, even though he's been one of my best friends. And after experiencing some of those talks on the boats with him and how just gentle he can be, and knowing him overall as a person, I really can't think of anyone better to accompany Sarah along in her own life. And also sharing some times on rafts with Sarah. All of her talks, just the adventure, the love that she shares for everyday life, and the love that she shares for having a person be able to be his true authentic self is really just I've seen it enunciated in Neil every single time that I hang out with him. And so together, the kind of life energy that sparks from both of these two is something that I've always been amazed from, and something that it's just so incredible to watch unfold in front of my eyes. And as most of our lives will revolve around relationships and friendships, and if you like to sail the 7 rivers and 7 seas, pirate ships as well, which these two do invoke parlay a lot.
Louder.
It's very
Louder. Me?
Sorry. No. It's very beautiful to, I think, have a send-off and have a ceremony just like this, to be able to put them onto their next boat, which is going to be going down the river of marriage, which is really hard for a lot of people. And I'm glad that this can be a continuation ceremony for them, as they were already married in June. So I think this is really a continuation of the ceremony for everyone, and a little celebration of life and that river marriage. And that is most of my story. Oh, that is a good point. So, thank you. As we were on the river as well, Neil and I shared, many details, many talks. We talked about a lot of things on the river. And one of those things that he always wanted to talk about was Sarah. And it was beautiful. And, it made me feel a little jealous, of course. So I had to give him a little smack upon the head, and say, get it together, soldier.
We got a job to do.
Yeah, we got a river to raft. You can't always be thinking about your beloved wife, who's so amazing, that everyone loves, maybe more than you sometimes as well. But yeah, gosh, man. He just was praising you to the heavens be on that trip. And it was well, I'm right in front of you, aren't I cool as to? And he's like, no, Sarah. And I'm like, okay, I know where I stand in this relationship, and I've been replaced. And it's by someone as wonderful as you. And I can only be so thankful to have that person be you.
Thank you for stepping aside.
Yeah, it's my time. I understand. I'll go peacefully. So if there aren't any more further words,
Rumor down.
as we all wish that we could have been on West Water for this trip and for this ceremony. Maybe with the weather, it's a bit of a blessing in disguise. Think of the roller coaster that would have been if we were stuck in the room of doom right now. Trying to get these two guys on opposite boats to kiss. That would have been crazy. But no, truly, I'm honored to actually also be in this position, and I'm also very excited to be able to just socialize with everyone and be in the spirit of celebrating Neil and Sarah and how wonderful they are, and they've gathered a fantastic group of people that all really share the same love that they share for each other. So I want to thank everyone for coming, and also, without any further objections and to include the continuation of their marriage, I would now open the space for both the bride and groom to kiss each other. And I now pronounce them husband and wife. Right, three.